Hello, and welcome to another episode of Bodied, a Cloud9 fancast. I'm your host, Havokpus, and I'm joined by my friend Frozencreek.
Hello, hello. Welcome back. It's the best time of year, but before I dive into my little side tangent that I like to do around mid-March, how was your trip?
My trip was awesome. I got to see a lot of cool stuff. I went to see the Coliseum. I got to see the Sistine Chapel. I got to see the Leaning Tower. I got to see a little bit of some different places around Italy. It was a really nice trip, and I had a lot of fun.
All right, I'm assuming that you ate a lot of pizza and pasta.
I had a lot of pizza, yes.
We talked about this briefly beforehand, and apparently Havoc does not like Havoc or pasta, which I find blasphemous. But
I don't
yeah,
look.
to each their own, I guess.
The texture is weird, and I do not like it.
I don't get it, but that's fine. So
I'm just saying, if it feels weird in my mouth, I'm not gonna put it in my mouth.
okay, fine, fair. I haven't had non-cheap pasta that has a weird mouthfeel, but to each their own. I'm assuming the pizza was fantastic, so I will.
The pizza was
consider that good
alright.
enough.
Like, it honestly wasn't anything crazy.
Did you have gelato?
Oh yeah, I did have gelato.
Okay.
I went to this one place.
Pistachio?
No, so I got a flavor called cookie,
Oh, yum.
and it was delicious. The place that I went to, it was in Pisa where I got my gelato, and it was delicious because it was just like it was just like, I don't know, like I guess it kind of just tasted like a cookie. That's the best way to describe it. But it was really good. And gelato's super tasty. I like the creamier ice creams than, like just regular ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
Because ice cream's all right, but I think when it's creamier, like like a gelato or something, that's when it tastes really good.
Oh, yeah. I am jealous of that because I've heard that their gelato is fantastic in Italy. I've never been there. I've been in Rome's airport before, but that's it. So I'm extremely jealous.
Yeah, my one of my friends that I was with, they actually got like this. It was a mix of like one scoop of like pistachio and I think one scoop of chocolate, and they said it was really really good.
Oh, I'd believe that. I have a friend who's from Rome. I don't think she's there anymore, but I guess I probably should have asked her for recommendations for you.
Yeah.
For food, but I guess it's too late now. I haven't talked to her in a while, so it'd be like that sometimes. But back to my side tangent. It's March Madness time. Havoc, your Alabama is making an appearance, I believe, as a 5 seed. How do you feel about it?
Oh, like the University of Alabama?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty look, whenever Alabama is in a thing, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I
they
think
got a tough
Auburn
draw.
is I think Auburn is also there.
Yes, they are.
Which
they're really good.
I just want to say heck the University of Auburn, the trashiest ass school ever. I regret spending 2 years of my life and thousands upon thousands of dollars trying to go there and taking classes there.
At Auburn?
Yeah,
Oh.
if anyone goes there for their engineering program, get out now because they're awful.
See, you have to come up the north for that.
I would call out a specific teacher by name for being especially bad, but I don't want to get into legal trouble.
I would probably say there's not legal trouble involved in that, but that is fine.
I'm gonna get on a whole thing, so
Auburn-
I'm just gonna restrain myself.
Auburn's a 2 seed. They are one of the favorites to win it all. So
Yeah, I know. I've been like half paying attention, but like I've been seeing basketball news, and everyone like I always see just Auburn like winning, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, Auburn's so good!" And I'm like, I guess their basketball team's really good this year.
yeah, Alabama was really good until conference play. Since then, they've kind of fallen off. they have a tough draw. I don't remember who they're drawn up against, but they're favored, but not by too much. My Mission State Spartans got drawn up against a former point guard of ours. He transferred out this year just because he's kind of short for Big Ten play.
Yeah.
He's their leading scorer now, and I'm scared he's gonna come out and score like 30 points off like
points.
8 3-point errors and beat us. So, but if we win, we should get a chance to end Coach K's career at Duke, which would be really fun. So, 2 games this weekend, hopefully. Super excited about that. Hopefully we both come back next week just as happy.
Yeah. I think I hope that our schools win. there's actually so before we get started, you know Jake and Amir, like the internet comedy duo.
I've heard of them.
Oh, okay, well they have this series. They have their show where they do stupid stuff, but they every year they do like a March Madness video, and it's really funny. And one of my favorite lines, because Amir just spouts stupid stuff as he's filling out the bracket, and he sounds like an idiot. But one of my favorite lines is Amir going, "You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner, because you're in one. Off to the Final Four with you." And his picks are always bad and make no sense. So I don't know why. It's just really funny, and I mention that like all the time during March Madness.
Oh, is that from this year's bracket or a former year?
That was from a previous year's bracket.
Oh, okay.
I think he actually referenced it again this year because they came up with a new one like yesterday. So
it's that time. I just placed. Let me think. There's 32 games. I probably just placed like 58 bets. Extremely small bets. They're 75 cents each. On like to a game, just for fun. Very small bets. I have 6 brackets, so I'm super stoked. I gotta finish those.
I have 9,000 brackets, one for each permutation. I'm guaranteed to win.
It's more than that.
Well, however many permutations there's needed.
Or it's 64. What's the exclamation point stand for again? 64.
That's like a factorial.
Yes, 64 factorial. So, good luck. There's like a million or something like that. I don't know. The odds of getting it right are like 1,000,000 to 1 or something much bigger than.
More like 1,000,000 to fun, because I'm going to win it all this year with Gonzaga taking it all.
Well, yes, that's quite likely. But speaking of of a lot of success in winning a lot, I think our Valorant team deserves a shout out.
Yeah, getting away from stupid stuff. We're the boys took on the Guard, and the Guard has been hot. They've just been beating a lot of people. They've been crushing it. Everyone's been talking about how good the Guard is. And I was actually kind of nervous coming in the game, especially because I couldn't watch it because of my trip. But I looked at the results, and we actually kind of crushed it, because I think we lost like the first map, and it was really close. And then I think the final 2 map results were like 13-4 and then 13-2.
Yeah, I watched some of the first and second maps, I believe. The Guard did come out hot. And for a minute there, I was extremely concerned once we fell behind by quite a bit. But we did manage to flip around a little bit. I think we ended up losing the first map, like 13-10 or something?
It was 13-7, which is kind of close.
Yeah.
But that was on Bind, and Bind is not one of our better maps. Like, we're really good at Ascent in Haven and Breeze. And, I think that, I'm pretty sure they banned Breeze because they didn't want to play us on Breeze.
Fair.
But I think, I think we, that's really good. Just kind of stomp out a hot streak team in the manner that we did. is a really good sign, especially going into the bracket stage now that the group stage is over.
Yeah, we finished top of our group.
Yeah, we're going to be playing at the upper quarterfinals actually the 17th, which we're recording on Wednesday, so that's tomorrow.
AKA today, because it's coming out on Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, we're going to be playing against the Knights. I think we should just be
about them.
I haven't heard from them either, honest. So I think it's going to be a pretty easy team. I don't really recognize Gangsta. The only player I recognize is Gangsta, and I think he was on Immortals. He was like one of the original Immortals players, I think.
Okay.
So at least I think he was.
Yeah.
I have to go back. He was on so many teams. Yeah, he was on Immortals for a while. And then he got dropped, and then he moved to the Pittsburgh Knights. Okay, yeah. I think this should be an easy game, I think. I don't think we should have too much trouble against the Knights.
Yeah. If we do end up winning, we are in the early time slot of the bracket, so all of our games are starting at 1 p.m. or 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. So if we win, we'll be playing on Saturday. If we lose, we play on Sunday. If we win that, we play next weekend. So keep an eye out on that. I guess we can't really preview next weekend until we see this weekend's results. But overall, it's the top two go to Masters Reykjavik this year. So
yeah, I hope we get top two. How we've been playing, we're basically the top team in North America, I think. So
oh yeah,
I think we just have to
like our draw too.
Yeah, we have a pretty easy time. I think as long as we continue to win, we beat the Knights, then we play against Optic and Exet, which I think we can beat them as well. And then depending on how the other half of the bracket works, like we could be playing like version 1, Luminosity, the Guard, or Sentinels. I think we have a decent shot at beating any of them. So I think getting to the grand final should be not too terribly challenging, hopefully. We'll have to see. We'll have to take it game by game. But the team's been playing really, really well the past few months, and I think they're looking to keep that momentum going.
Oh yeah, and if we're not there, who's going to be North America's last hope? So
exactly, they have to keep the C9 tradition alive.
Exactly. So we are 2 weeks out or next week out from knowing all that. So. We'll preview that when it comes, but it's looking good for now.
Yeah, I think we can move on to League of Legends stuff.
Yeah, there's a bit.
Academy went 1-1 versus Team Liquid Academy, and then 2-0 versus FlyQuest. I didn't get to watch these games. Do you have any thoughts on the Academy team?
I didn't watch the whole series of either of them. I meant to, but I just got distracted by work and then brackets and basketball and
right
all that jazz. I was hoping for a 2-2-0s to keep us climbing up the standings for a better spot, improving grounds and such. But I guess that wasn't meant to be. I'm trying to pull up the bracket or the standings really quick. We're still sitting in third, 1 game ahead of Team Liquid Academy, tied with GG in second, 1 game behind CLG. So a 2-0 weekend would have put us tied for first.
Oh yeah, that's damn.
Yeah, which would have been big, but at the end of the day, I guess it's not the biggest deal. The team is more for scrimming than it.
Yeah, I will say though the team is playing pretty well, and I think with Malice is always drawing a lot of jungle bans, so I think it at least shows that we have some pretty good firepower. I'm really curious to see how we're gonna go into playoffs or proving grounds or whatever the big thing is for them.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a playoffs. But for proving grounds, they just finished the second qualifier last night. I don't think Cloud9 participated in that, but I did watch them play a game the other day, I think. So I'm not sure what's going on with them trying to qualify, but I'm really hoping that they're taking a part of the third qualifier coming up. I'm not sure when it starts though. I'd have to look.
Yeah, hopefully they get a chance to go. It'd be good to see them get some tournament play in.
Oh yeah, and it's always fun to watch Captain Shrimps.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I know they haven't played a ton. So I hope.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of
together.
announcements from the amateur team.
All right. My homework for next week is to try and find out some more info on amateur. No promises, but that's
do that.
What I'm gonna try and do. But speaking of the academy team, Svenskeren has rejoined Cloud9 as a sub player. I don't know if that's relevant to the academy team, but
I think it's more relevant. I think it's more relevant to we need to have a player for every slot, and with how our LCS team is, we need someone to sub in for Blabber that's like an NA player. And I think it makes sense also because Svenskeren's been with C9 before. He understands their system and how they work. I think that he is a really knowledgeable jungler, and he can still pass on a lot of stuff to the players in academy. I think also he's a really kind of adaptable player, and he's kind of like a role player. He'll do what you need him to do. So if Blabber gets sick, we can sub in Svenskeren, and then we can have him just kind of play whatever, and we don't need to really worry about his play or how he wants to do things really hampering the rest of the team. So I think it's a good idea. Plus, it's just nice to have Svenskeren back. I remember when he was part of our team, I really liked him and kind of the chemistry he added to the team, and I liked how he played.
Oh yeah, I agree. At first we were not really discussing it, but it just seemed kind of fishy at first, like the way they announced it. But I think the fact that more hasn't been like leaked and stuff, that it might just he's simply being brought on in case of Blabber catching COVID or something.
Yeah, that's what it definitely
just seems like
like
an expensive thing to do just for a sub player.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can't have Malice sub in because he would be
but
import slot too.
It would be really nice at this point to have XU, but alas.
Alas. It is for not.
Yeah, but speaking of, I guess, the LCS squad, I guess we should go to the main event.
Yeah, time for the main event. C9 still crushing along. We're now in sole possession of first place, I believe, after beating Immortals and Team Liquid during the weekend.
Pretty handily.
I would say. The IMT game was kind of hard. It was kind of hard to judge that game because Summit literally finished the game himself. Like,
yeah.
He just took the game away on his own, and then we just won through Summit. So it's kind of hard to like really talk about the IMT game. I did like this week's choices though in terms of drafting. I think that we're putting some different picks than usual. Like we got to see in the Immortals game, Blabber played Diana, and he actually played Diana really well,
yeah.
Which I was really nervous about because like I've seen his Diana before, and I've always been like, he doesn't really have the best Diana.
It's been sus.
Yeah, it has been sus in the past,
Sometimes.
but he played Diana this game like really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
And like we picked Lucian mid, which it seems that people are kind of doing now. It doesn't seem like the best pick though, because it just kind of gets beaten out by crowd control.
Yeah, it wasn't Fudge's best game either. I thought that who's their mid laner?
Oh,
Ari
PoE.
Yeah, I, I thought he played Ari well.
He didn't build it well though. He
No,
did like no damage.
yeah, his build was a bit sus, but he did. Him and the jungler Xerxes did do a pretty good job of punishing Lucian, but it got to a point where his summit was just so big that it didn't matter. So, I'm glad they didn't try and pull it out again on Sunday. Maybe it's something that's in the works again, especially if Blabber can play Diana that well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it again. Our weekend is a bit easier this week, so who knows?
Yeah, I guess shifting over to the TL game, I think I was actually kind of surprised at how we drafted this one too, because we had Summit on Tryndamere and Blabber on Trundle, which I wasn't expecting to see. It seemed like they're kind of newer picks, and I just honestly, and I've been trying to think ever since the game. I've been trying to think how Trundle and Tryndamere really fit in. I guess it's since we have like a lot of soft CC, it's so we can use the pillar to kind of hold people there while the Victor and Jinx CC and Tryndamere can kind of catch up. So maybe that's it. But I thought those were really kind of creative picks, and especially into things like TL just drafted a really short range comp. Like you have Jax, Viego, Ryze, Zeri, and Nautilus. Like when you have Victor and Jinx, you know, they can just kind of free fire and do damage from a pretty decent little bit away. So I think we drafted really well there. And I think we have to give props to Fudge yet again. He's been playing these mid lane champions really, really well. And he played Victor really well this game.
Oh yeah, he had a lot more impact on the game than Bjergsen did.
Yeah, Bjergsen did like almost nothing.
He had a pretty
I think he maybe did like
death or two,
he did like one or two realm warp plays, but that was about it.
Yeah, and Fudge had one or two dumb deaths, especially the one in top lane where they caught him out a little bit. It seemed like a bad pathing, but overall he made plays when he had to.
Yeah, I think he's really settling into this mid lane role, and he's getting better with each week, and it's really nice to see that kind of happen, because it's been good watching him play. I think everyone's just been doing a really good job. Winsome looked really good on Tom Kench in the TL game. He was looking kind of wonky in the Immortals game, but I think the Team Liquid game he played really well. You know, Summit was good as always. Berserker played really, really well on Jinx, just dishing out that damage. I think everyone just played really well, and it was really tight. It was a really tight game with kind of macro focused, and you know, I think there was a point in the mid game where we kind of slowed down a bit, but I think it was because we needed to hit certain item spikes before we could kind of pick up again. But when we did, we picked up at the right time. So the team played it pretty well. And Team Liquid just kind of got slowly ran over, which was really, really good to see. And I think hopefully that's an indication of how we're going to be for the rest of the season and going into playoffs.
Did you get a chance to watch pre-game at all?
No, I didn't get
10
a
minutes
chance to watch
before
pre-game.
pick and ban kind of thing.
No.
They were talking so much about top lane and stuff, and how Bjergsen is like way better than Fudge, and Core JJ is way better than Winsome, and then they went to like it might have been the hype video actually. I think I'd heard it before, but was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna neutralize Summit because I think our team is better. And then their whole game plan was to ban out Summit, counter pick Summit because they had side choice and pick red side, and then their entire game plan was playing around Summit this summit too, and he picked a champion that is kind of feast or famine, and then he still like he didn't carry the game, but he was a lot more impactful for his team too.
Yeah, I think Team Liquid kind of did a blunder where they assessed that okay, Summit is a very big threat. We need to neutralize that threat. So they invested all these resources into neutralizing Summit, but Summit played the Tryndamere so well that he was able to escape a lot of ganks and not really die a lot and give up too much gold. And because of that, he was able to pretty much just waste Team Liquid's time. And meanwhile, you just have Berserker in the bottom lane just soaking up gold and experience. So like by the time it got to the all of the team fights in the middle, more middle stage of the game, Berserker I think he was maybe like an item up over Hansama, and he was doing so much more damage. And since Team Liquid was just on this like short range comp, they really couldn't do anything to stop him, and he was just raining down Hellfire with the rockets, and the game was kind of over by then. So I think their strategy, I think like on paper it sounds right, but how they executed it, they didn't balance the map enough to try to also prevent Berserker from scaling quicker.
Oh yeah, and I felt like we kind of pulled a page out of their book too. At the first Herald fight, they brought all 5 people up, and Berserker just stayed bot lane and farmed turret plates. And then that was a really smart move.
And then I really like that.
We won a 4v5 fight and almost aced them too. So I felt that at that point the game was over, but Team Liquid did manage to bring it back a little bit, and then we started to stack dragons, and then Bwipo, I'm not entirely sure what he was doing trying to clear that control ward, but he lost the game doing it.
Yeah, they had some weird positional mistakes too. It was a really weird game from them. But I think we played really well, and I think that we really capitalized on their mistakes, and it was a good game. It was a good win. But looking at next week, I think we maybe have like a super easy weekend. Saturday, 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern, we play against TSM, and then Sunday at the same time, we play Counterlogic Gaming. I think this is gonna be an easy weekend. TSM is like literally dead last.
They look pathetic.
Their team is so lost. It looks like they can't get up the synergy to really work together. It looks like they're having a lot of trouble just coming up with strategies to execute in winning a game, and they're just really struggling with in-game decision making and everyone like clicking together. So I think that our team is so tight and so together. Everyone seems to be on the same page for the most part. This should be an open and shut game. I'll be so upset if we do lose to TSM.
I would too.
Because it shouldn't happen.
Oh yeah. I think in this game, I think now would be a good time to try out not new champions, but maybe pick a different meta to champ. Zeri maybe is a possibility. Mid lane wise, I think Fudge has pretty much played everything that's meta right now. The only champion meta-ish champion that we haven't seen him play is Azir, and I wonder how Azir is coming along, because Azir is not an easy champion.
No, Azir's a weird champion. Because it's like how to like use his range and everything is kind of difficult, as well as just utilizing all the soldiers and like using the movement to get those shuffle plays off is really difficult. I'd be really interested to see how Fudge can do Azir. But
I don't think he's gonna pick it any time soon.
No, I don't think we really haven't been playing Azir. We've more been playing like control mages, which I think is fine. since it is kind of a control mage meta, and they're a pretty good amount of picks to choose from. So I think that honestly we should beat them. I'm more curious how we're gonna play against Counterlogic Gaming. I don't think they're too high in the standings, but
They've been
have
on a resurgence.
yeah, they've been playing better than expected. And I really like their roster. You know, they have contracts. They have Luger. Everyone loves Luger.
Poom, yeah.
Yeah, they have a roster of really likable faces. So going against some old Cloud9 faces is always fun. But I think we should be able to win this too. I mean, I think Summit's probably going to just abuse Jenkins, and then
Yeah,
I think the rest of
the
the team can probably honestly just pivot around that, because it feels like a little chunk of the time Summit is just our win condition.
Oh, and like if he can just keep doing it, there's not much of a reason to change at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
So I imagine that we'll see much of the same. Probably. I'm not sure who gets side selection, but if we're on blue side, I'm sure he might be able to get Nard, Jace, or something, and then it's just GG.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I can definitely see that.
I don't. On paper, it should be an easy win, but they are one of the only two teams to beat us this year too. So
that is true.
It does say a lot about them. But
yeah, we'll have to see. But I think at least for me, I think it's just going to be a 2-0 week for Cloud9.
Yeah, and there's not much of a reason that it shouldn't be. We do need to try and pick up 2 wins this week, because next week's a super week, and we have a relatively tough schedule. I believe it's Dig, 100 Thieves, FlyQuest in that order. So we obviously want the first seed for playoffs, because that gives us side selection throughout the whole tournament. So that would be big. Team Liquid has CLG and FlyQuest this weekend, so I would imagine they'll pick up both games. So at this point, it's on us to lose and them to win out. So I'm hoping that we can keep our run going. 16-2 would be pretty wild in our first split, but it would be extremely hyped too.
It would be really good, and I think it would also give us it would give us a little bit like an intimidation factor going into the playoffs. Whoever we go up against. Yeah, I think at this point we just need to continue to focus on winning and playing well and getting ready for playoffs. I believe we've already qualified for playoffs. I think
it's 16.
I'm not sure.
I think. So EG is in 6th. They're 6 and 13. They have 5 games left. They can get to 11. We already have 11, and we've beat them both times. So I think we'd get the tiebreakers. So yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because I saw a graphic on Twitter, and it looked like, or it implied that C9 is already clinched a playoff spot. So
yeah, I think so. So right now, just as a side discussion, EG is currently sitting in 6th in the last playoff spot, 1 game ahead of CLG. Does CLG? Oh, they're sitting 1 game ahead of CLG and Golden Guardians. Do you think either of them are gonna be able to overtake?
That's a
EG
good
or
question.
even FlyQuest for that last spot, because FlyQuest still has to play Team Liquid. I
think I could see Evil Geniuses being overtaken by Counterlogic Gaming and Golden Guardians. Because I could see it with GG for sure, because GG looks like an actually like kind of a tight roster. Like everyone seems to be on the same page, and from what I've seen, everyone operates really well together. I think EG's like part of the reason why they're in 6 is just that they have a really kind of seasoned roster. You know, they have Impact, they have Danny, they have Inspired, they have Vulcan. they have a lot of like very impressive vets, and that's kind of what everyone was really worried about this season, and that's why they were crushing it in the lock-in term. But then things just kind of fell apart when the season actually started. And I could see if Golden Guardians or CLG get like a couple upset wins, I could definitely see them kind of overtaking EG if EG kind of continues to struggle in in games against like teams that are above them in the standings. So I think that EG is not safe, and they definitely need to keep trying to get their stuff together.
Yeah, I will say I'm not sure how the bracket lines up. I'm not sure if we would play EG or the sixth place team, or if we get a bye or not. So I guess we'll have to see how that ends up going. Do you think TSM wins a game the rest of the way?
Just like they win a game period. Or
yeah, they're 2-11 and have 5 games left.
I can see them winning 1 or 2 games in that final 5 games. I think that roster isn't safe though. There is no way anyone. I think like only maybe like Spica would maybe leave. That roster like unscathed.
Oh yeah, I have to imagine they'll do something in the summer, or for summer. Their academy team, at least last week, I'm not sure if they still are also dead last. So they'd have to start working on visa stuff now if they wanted like Niski or Jensen. Or Jensen has a green card, or was he grandfathered?
No, I thought Jensen was a NA player.
Or was he grandfathered in, or did he get a green card?
No, Jensen had to wait.
Or well, he had to do the 2-year or 3-year wait.
I think
but
so.
But did he ever get a green card?
I can't remember.
So, cuz I know the current rules is a green card makes you an NA resident. And I think he's in under the old rules. So he didn't have to get a green card to be an NA resident.
Yeah, I think.
So I'm not sure if he ever got his green card or not.
I can't remember because he left the team.
Because if he doesn't have a green card, then they would have to do a little bit of work to get his work permit stuff going already.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure that he'd want to go to a garbage team. So, if it were me, I wouldn't want to go to TSM.
No, I don't think anyone. I don't think anyone would. I mean, I could see it because they do make a lot of money, and so they could fulfill a high salary. But at least for right now, with how they're doing things, with how they're coaching the team and how the team is functioning, I don't think anyone would want to either. I could really only see like how I see it, I could see maybe like 1, maybe 2 players escape this season and can stay in for summer. Outside of that, I think for sure we're going to see like 3/5, 4/5 go, plus like maybe some coaching staff changes.
Oh yeah,
there's no way
coaching probably for sure.
No, coaching. Yeah, I think there's just no way that you have what's going on now and not make changes.
Yeah. So 2-16. I wonder if that would be the worst LCS record ever. I'd have to look.
It maybe would
post franchising. CLG is a close contender. I do know that much. But so you say a 2-0 weekend?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a pretty fair guess.
Yes, I think so too. That's my expectation. I'm hoping to catch it in between all of the basketball madness. Detroit City FC, our local soccer team, just moved to the second tier of U.S. soccer this year, and the first home game is Saturday, and I have tickets, so might be doing that. Might be watching some VODs, but that's okay.
Oh, nice.
All right. I think that's it for this week then. So sign us out.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening to Bodied. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at C9Bodied. And have a good rest of your week and everything. And we'll see you later.
Cool. See ya.